What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Lobbing Scorchers. Today, we are joined by a very special guest, a man with many talents and jobs, Femi Awodesu. You're an owner, you own a brand, you are a defender with the Houston Dynamo, and also, this is what I've dubbed you as, so you can feel free to correct me, but the internet's favorite defender. Does that seem right?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I can't. I love that. Thank you.
well, Femi, why don't you give us a little bit of an introduction about yourself? Obviously, you play for the Houston Dynamo, but other than that, how are you enjoying MLS?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long journey. I'm just super grateful to be in the situation, the situation I am in right now. Just it took a lot of hard work, but I'm just learning every day, making the most of it. But yeah, I mean, like you said, my name's Femi. I went to Penn State. In Houston now. Grew up in Philadelphia, bounced around teams in the Philadelphia area, and it's a
Heck yeah, man.
very
No,
vague.
yeah. So I'm interested to know the path, right? So
Mhm.
people can literally go and watch your path online right now on YouTube. You put out a really cool series document documenting all of that. And I want to hear too from you what some of your favorite parts of that journey were and some of the harder parts.
Yeah. Let's start with the favorite parts. I think the most fun was just being in college and making those match day videos and like playing in a match and doing that it just felt like a blur. It went so fast because of how fun it was. Like my senior season of college was really it's just a really fun time. And I mean, and now being able to play in the MLS, it's I'm still trying to enjoy it as much as possible, even though there's a lot more pressure and a lot more on the line. But some of the hardest parts, getting cut as a young kid from the Philadelphia Union Academy, that was tough, but that really prepared me for when I had went undrafted, and now I kind of knew the mentality I had to have to keep going. And that season in MLS Next Pro with Dynamo 2 was very hard. Not just playing wise, more on the mental side, more on the coming from a college season when there's a lot less games and stuff. So, but I learned a lot, and just not being where you want to be, playing a whole season, knowing that you just really want to be on the first team, you really want to grind and make it to the first team. So that was definitely a hard season, and there's a lot of ups and downs in between here and there, but grateful for it so far for sure.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I'm interested to know too. There's kind of a like a thought now that maybe the super draft isn't super important or that you can't get players from college in America, but I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts on working through those levels and how there is still talent out there.
There definitely is. I think college, at least for me, definitely uh, made me into a man and made me mature, and it helped me make that transition because I understood that professional soccer is a business, and that I have to be mentally prepared for that. I have to be mentally prepared for things like getting undrafted. I think you see a lot of kids go straight pro, and these are kind of things that they don't quite understand. And although they might probably do benefit a lot more early on tactically and technically, I think it's just as important to have that mature side. And there's players who come through MLS academies and they make it straight to the first team into Europe, and they always had that mental toughness. But that's something that I definitely gained in college, and I think a lot of young talented players also benefit from when the ones who go to college.
Yeah, no. I want to hit this question quickly because this is a Seattle Sounders podcast mainly. You got to play here in Seattle. What was that atmosphere like? I mean, it's one of the bigger stadiums. It's one of the bigger cities for soccer around here. How did that
Yeah,
feel?
it was sick. It was really cool. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Walking in, there's at warm ups. There's already a good amount of fans in the stadium. Huge stadium. You guys got a lot of synchronous chants and claps going on, so it was really cool for sure. And yeah, I'm sure in playoffs I can get even more rowdy and more you know, what's the word? It's a great environment. I really enjoyed it and tried to embrace it as much as possible. It's probably, you know, I've been to Columbus so far, Seattle, and Portland, and those are all three great atmospheres. So yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, just a couple more questions here. We're gonna do it quick because I know you've got a lot to do here. Um, Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten.
Hmm.
That's incredible. Uh, I just want to know because you played with a lot of really talented teammates, including Andrew Privet, who basically sidelined Tim Ream. I mean, the dude is
Yeah.
so good that he sidelined Tim Ream. That's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
is Penn State just the best defensive club of all time? That's the question, I guess.
I'm telling you, I really do think it's that mentality that the staff brings in, the Penn State staff, because he was like my sophomore year, he was a junior, and he was playing left mid, and he had like one of the most goals in the Big Ten, and like I just feel like a lot of Penn State players are just going to make it happen, whatever position, whatever situation, drafted, undrafted, drafted late. I think the mentality that the staff at Penn State uh, has really helps players succeed at the next level. But yeah, no, Priv is a great player. He gave me a lot of motivation that I can make it because he was a year before me. He was drafted pretty late, and he made it happen, and he's confident now. He's playing really well. So that was it's really nice to see, and it definitely helped me in my journey.
Yeah, I've loved watching you break down film on your YouTube. Like your last video you did was great. It was cool to see like the way that I mean, I'm just a dumbass with a microphone. That's what I say. But, we watch the game and we're like, oh, you should have done this better. But to actually watch a player go through and be like, okay, this is exactly what I was thinking.
Mhm.
And this is what I need to work on. And all of this, the lingo that I'm learning from you has been incredible. What do you really want to do with, your channel and teaching people about like the real ins and outs of being a professional?
Yeah, I mean, so it kind of started just as a kid because I always tried to Google this type of stuff, and I always, wanted someone who's giving me like the real ins and outs of a professional footballer. Because like
Mhm.
obviously we see the Cristiano Ronaldo's and the just all the top players we see they get posted a lot and stuff like that, but as a kid I really wanted to see what it was like to really the average player, not that I'm aiming to be an average player, but just the reality of professional soccer. And yeah, I just as I learn, I just want to take people along on that journey because at this level Houston Dynamo has helped me learn so much. I'm learning every single day, so uh, I feel like I just want to share that, to be honest. Hopefully I'm not sharing too much and people are catching up, but yeah, it's just it's cool. It's something that I wanted as a kid, and it's nice to be able to provide that. And I enjoy interacting with MLS fans, with Houston Dynamo fans, and just soccer fans in general. It's cool. Even situations like this, talking to you is it's a cool moment. It's a cool experience. It just really helps build the culture here, I think, for sure.
Yeah, no, I love watching it, and we'll make sure to put links in our show here too to share with everyone because it's a super interesting watch. And my final question here, I guess I'll close it out here with Seattle Sounders legend Nico Lodiero playing with you.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys interact much. I don't know what you can share because that's all. I get it how it goes, but if you want to give us a little Nico insight about what if he's talked with you, given you any advice, anything like that.
He's given me tons of advice, tons. First couple days he came in, he didn't even obviously know me as a person yet, but he's already helped me out. He's giving me tips on his international teammate Suarez, how to defend him, and I mean, didn't go as planned, but he's just always giving me tips and help me out, and it makes me feel comfortable. When the way I look at it is like when someone stops like trying to help you and trying to give you tips, that's when they've given up. So I just try to embrace all the tips that the veterans are giving me, especially Nico, and is obviously a great player, and it was definitely cool to see him get that recognition in Seattle. It was definitely cool.
Yeah. So we'll close it out here with anything you wanna promote, whether it's the Dynamo or your channel or whatever it is, because we really appreciate you giving us the time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. No, it's just anyone, any young footballers or fans in general, just want to see the ins and outs of professional football in the MLS, trying to make it as far as possible. Check me out. Make sure you keep tuning into this podcast, and I appreciate you having me.
Appreciate it, Femi. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Noah. Have a good one.